Hey kids, Don Millis here from the state and local tax team at Reinhardt with news about a recent decision that could extend a personal property tax exemption to manufacturers. At the end of 2017, the Wisconsin legislature enacted an exemption for machinery, tools, and patterns. One of the limitations was that the exemption would not apply to machinery, tools, and patterns that were, quote, used in manufacturing. Well, the ink was hardly dry on this exemption when the Department of Revenue decided to take a very expansive view of this limitation. According to the department, the new exemption would not apply to machinery, tools, and patterns that were owned by a manufacturer, that were located at a manufacturing facility, or that were used by a manufacturer in any capacity, even if that was a non-manufacturing capacity. On the other hand, taxpayers argued that the machinery, tools, and patterns exemption was designed to augment the existing and long-standing exemption for machinery and equipment used in production. This exemption has been around forever, and it's commonly referred to as the M&E exemption. The intent of the legislation, according to these taxpayers, was to provide that all machinery, tools, and patterns owned or used by a manufacturer would be exempt. Now, after a long struggle, a very long struggle, in a case that was argued by Reinhardt attorneys, the Wisconsin Tax Appeals Commission split the baby. Now, the commission rejected the department's position, and the commission held that indeed machinery, tools, and patterns owned or used by a manufacturer could be exempt, provided those items were not used either directly or indirectly in manufacturing. So, what does this standard mean in the real world? Well, we can take a couple examples from the Commission's decision. The Commission decided, for example, that tools that were used in part to maintain or repair production equipment would not be exempt because these items, in the Commission's mind, were being used indirectly in the manufacturing process. On the other hand, forklifts and similar equipment that are used to transport raw materials into a facility or transport finished goods from storage to vehicles for transport out of the facility, that those items could be exempt provided that those specific items were not also used in the manufacturing process. Similarly, the Commission decided that machinery, tools, and patterns that were used for non-manufacturing purposes, like snowblowers, lawnmowers, lunchroom refrigerators, coffee makers, and the like, that those items were could be exempt because they are just not used in manufacturing at all. And then finally, the Commission looked at items that were tangentially involved in the production process and decided that those too could be exempt. Examples here are equipment that's designed to wash worker clothing, air sanitizing equipment, generators, and the like. Now, of course, this decision is subject to review, and it's not known whether any of the parties will appeal. In the meantime, if you believe that you have machinery, tools, and patterns that might be exempt under this decision, we would suggest that you inventory the items and noting the years when they were placed in service and their original cost. Now, it won't be long before manufacturers will be required to file their Form MP with the department. As of yet, the department has not changed that form. The instructions to the form still provide that unless machinery, tools, and patterns are exempt under one of the other pre-existing exemptions, the new law does not apply to any items reported on the Form MP. It's not known whether the department will change the form or issue guidance, but stay tuned here for further updates. And as always, if you have a question about the property tax or any other tax, the attorneys at the state and local tax team at Reinhardt are here to help. Hey there, back with an update. We have heard from the Department of Revenue, and by the time you see this video, the department should have filed an appeal of the Commission's decision in the machinery, tools, and patterns case. Consequently, the department is not going to alter its instructions on the Form MP. So, if you're a manufacturer, keep track of any personal property that may qualify for the MTP exemption and stay tuned.